Hey everybody, and welcome to FYB's live U.S. Open coverage. Will Hamilton alongside Adam Szyminski.
Hello.
Today is Friday, September 3rd. I'm finally starting to get the dates proper. Get them down. Bless you.
It's a good thing I muted my microphone there.
Oh, did you? Was that quick?
That was a quick mute and sneeze and unmute.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Couple of points of housekeeping before we get going. First of all, thank you to Championship Tennis Tours for sponsoring this webcast. There's a link to their website right below. I was pointing up, right below, right below this
Dyslexia.
video. Yeah, well, I am dyslexic for those of you who don't know. So
we're having fun on a Friday here. Apparently.
Sometimes happens, but they are sponsoring this webcast. So if you're going to get tickets, do it through them. Promo code FYB. The other point of housekeeping: we are not going to be here this weekend. We are gone tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, so there will unfortunately not be a webcast because we are going to be at the U.S. Open, hanging out basically. Yeah. So if anybody's going to be there, please look for us. We'll be wandering around at some of the looking at some of the matches. What are the matches I want? I'm going to watch some juniors actually. Obviously, going to watch Capra versus Sharapova
on center court.
We'll talk about in a second. I'm not sure if Nalbandian has played yet because there could be a potential Nalbandian-Verdasco matchup, so that would be a fun one to check out.
Before we jump into that real quick, if you are going to be at the Open and you want to come hang out with us, on an outer court or, meet us at the Heineken tent or something, Adam at fuzzyyellowballs.com and Will at fuzzyyellowballs.com. Shoot us an email. They come to our BlackBerries, so we will be,
Where's mine? It's charging.
Out there emailing from the grounds. So shoot us an email if you'd like to hang out.
We'll be around, so very easy to find. So with that in mind, let's what else? I guess we have the course is the final piece we have to talk about. There's a link to it at the very top of the website actually, and it's available till Monday, and it basically teaches you how to leverage the web to improve rapidly. We look at some pro points by Federer, Nadal, and some other top Kleister, Ivanovic, who is actually playing right now. Got her match on the TV, and we break it down basically so into the strategies and tactics you all can implement as well. So with that, did I articulate that properly? Did I leave something out there?
I think that's everything. That's all of the housekeeping.
I'm not sure if I can blame dyslexia on not articulating something well. So with that in mind, let's clip over to the computer screen.
I blame the Davidson education.
Yeah, it's also Davidson.
Yep.
They do drop the ball.
All right, we're over on the computer screen.
Yeah, and maximize your video player if you can't see the text.
While you do this, I'm going to go and take a look at that camera real quick and make sure that it's
okay. Leveled. Right here, the one we're going to highlight, we just briefly touched on it. Sharapova basically destroyed Benesova 1 and 2, and that is important because it's now going to be Maria Sharapova versus Beatrice Capra, or Teresi for short, who I'm pulling up the draw on this end, who is a local girl. We're in the D.C. area. She's from Baltimore. So here we got it right here. And she actually used to train at the facility where I used to work. So I know her a little bit. She's a very nice girl, obviously a very good tennis player. So I'm certainly, it's nice to see Sharapova getting back into the swing of things and hopefully reaching, the top of the game again. But I can't be pulling for her. I can't pull for this next match because we want to see the Teresi do well, and that's going to be a tough one. I think that's to be honest, I think Sharapova wins that pretty easily.
Yeah, I think Sharapova has some problems with serve, which is what we've seen from her lately. That she'll still be able to. She out hits Beatrice, so I think Beatrice will have to come up with a pretty clever game plan to keep herself in that match.
Yeah, and Sharapova's been doing better with the serve, but if that would be sort of the key. If Beatrice can, I don't know why I'm calling her Beatrice, it's Teresi. If Teresi can neutralize the serves, as in she's not on her serve and she can get a number of returns in play, and that's not a huge advantage for Sharapova, then she might be able to get her teeth into the match. But if she leaves some balls hanging, Razai wasn't able to do, for whatever reason, wasn't attacking some balls that Teresi kind of just left sitting there. So I expect Sharapova to just, feast on those things, just pound them if Teresi leaves too many balls sitting. So we'll see how that goes. She's she's Teresi's a smart tactical player and knows how to use the court. but it's going to be a tall order beating Sharapova, who's, when she's on, is one of the best players in the world. JIR, you're saying maybe she's this year's Udan. If she beats Sharapova, she will be. That would be.
Udan did come up with some big wins when she made her run at the U.S. Open. She beat some quality players, Petrova.
It was Dementieva, Sharapova, Petrova, back to back, and then she got beat 2-2 by Wozniacki, which was not that surprising because Wozniacki, a very different style of player than Dementieva, Petrova.
Those are all big girls who,
big hitters, who are prone to mistakes. Wozniacki's not going to give you anything, and so it was tough for Udan to really hurt Wozniacki, and she obviously couldn't. She got beat pretty badly.
Right.
So, I know. Yazoo saying deja vu. Sharapova lost to Melanie.
Yeah, I mean, I also do think that Melanie had sort of run out of gas there by the time she played Wozniacki. I mean, she might not admit to that, but she came off of 3 tough matches. And her leg was taped up, if I recall, right? I mean,
I can't speak to that.
I'm pretty sure a good portion of Udan's body was taped up by the time that she met Wozniacki.
Yeah, Yazoo is saying here, it was I guess 21 double faults. Is that how many Sharapova had against Udan last year? It was a lot. That's not happening this year. I mean, Sharapova was coming off that shoulder surgery, was having issues, and now she's kind of figured it out and starting to get her game back together. Mm-hmm. So that's not going to be the liability this year that it was last year. So Patricia's going to have a tough time. I just don't see it happening. Good thing for her. She's 18. She's got a whole career ahead of her. Mm-hmm. And obviously this is a great experience. Hopefully it doesn't end Saturday, but it probably, my guess is it probably will. So with that in mind, let's see what else. I'm looking at yesterday's stats line. We had Djokovic win. Djokovic looked pretty good. He was pretty excited to win that straight.
You want to go to that scoreline?
I'm just quickly browsing through. We got JB winning. James Blake. I was gonna go. You can clip over because we got today's results, which is the second thing I was going to look at. Again, maximize your video player if you're having trouble seeing. Dementieva beat Hantikova in sort of a weird. The first set at least was kind of a couple breaks there. Hantikova was up early and then kind of let it slip away. Clijsters, this was, speaking of bizarre, she was down love 3, on the verge of going down love 4, and then won 12 straight games. And then she basically, after going down love 3, she bageled her opponent, who was a semifinalist at Wimbledon. So, kind of bizarre, that Clijsters has looked great, and she's also looked inconsistent. If you go down love 3, down, I believe, a break point, again to go down love 4, that, against a really top level opponent, that's going to get you in some trouble. So hopefully she'll be a little bit more consistent later on in the tournament. You had Andy Murray beating Dustin Brown pretty handily. And then tonight you've got Venus Williams, Nadal. Let's see what else. We've got Stosur winning. Isner just won. And then, the big match today that this is all sort of leading up to is Stakhovsky, I think I might be pronouncing that right, versus Ryan Harrison. Mm-hmm. And it was a 5-set match.
Take a look at the scoreline for that.
All right, let me, this is not letting me pull it up here. Let me navigate around and pull up that stat line real quick. Here we go. Match stats. So here we go. This was a close match. Both people played pretty well. Stakhovsky had a little bit more and came up big in the 5th set breakers. 8-6 in the breaker. Harrison had. What were we saying? Adam?
Well, I was going to say there's a lot more unforced errors.
Sure, yeah. Harrison had 3 match points, mm-hmm. and Stakhovsky came up with 2 big serves. Yep. That was just good play on Stakhovsky's part. Nothing Harrison could do there. Mm-hmm. Then Harrison, if we diagram this, Harrison on his match point, serving over here, he had. What he was trying to do was, I was saying, Adam and I were watching this. I said, Adam, to you, I don't know if you remember this, but I said, Harrison right here, look for him to hit a solid first serve, but not try and just blow Stakhovsky off the court. Trying to get good placement, an effective first serve so he can be in position to win the point on the next shot. And he tried to do that by serving out wide and then missed it by, a couple inches or so. And then second serve, I think second serve was start. I mean, definitely a nervous serve there. Then he got the second serve in on the next attempt, missed a kind of a deep backhand, went kind of too aggressively over here, dumped it in the net, then double faulted at 6-all. That was obviously, the execution he wouldn't want, and probably a little bit nerve-induced.
Yep.
Keep in mind, 18-year-old. And then Stakhovsky came up with the goods on match point, on his match point, and won it. So unfortunate that Harrison lost it. After having 3 match points, because you kind of just look at the stat line. I mean, we've all been in that situation where you have a couple match points, and sometimes you're up 40-love on your serve, and then you lose them. Obviously, you don't win those, you don't convert, and then you lose the match, and that's annoying, and that kind of stays with you. But Harrison afterwards in the post-match seemed, when he was talking to ESPN, seemed disappointed, but was actually pretty thoughtful in terms of his analysis. I mean, the guy's a thinking player, and he's got a lot of tools. So you have to think that in the future, when he gets a little bit more experience under his belt, he's going to do some damage.
He's also got some circus shots that we saw.
He did. He didn't have a tweener, but he had kind of basic. How would you describe that? Kind of a sidearm. Basically a tweener that's not between your legs.
But he chose to kind of run around it instead of go through the legs.
Mm-hmm. So. That was a heck of a shot. Was that before that was, I guess,
I think
earlier
that was before
in the match.
The rain delay.
I think it was on a game point for him or something. I mean, it was decently. It wasn't just some random point.
Ace High's question in the chat there.
No, I don't hit those shots. I don't hit tweeners. They're legitimately pointless to practice because, if you run back and get to the ball, you can just as easily throw up a sky lob, which is a higher percentage play.
Sure.
So I don't bother.
Weren't we thinking of filming a video about that?
We filmed it. Yeah, we filmed it with Ian. We had Ian hitting some tweeners. Ian Westerman of EssentialTennis.com. And then the footage, something happened to it. That was back when we still use those cassette tapes.
Yeah.
That when you transferred them, sometimes it didn't work properly.
That's right.
Technology is annoying.
Yes.
Is the bottom line.
It is. Never shoot to tape is the bottom line.
I mean, that was over a year ago now, I guess.
Yeah. The struggles of.
We did get the racket smash video though. That one was well received. If you type in how to smash your tennis racket on YouTube, that video will come up. So yeah, it looks like Schiavone is.
Let me clip back over to the computer here.
This match is in progress right now. I can pull up the score. Let's see, live scores and see what we get over here. By the way, Windows 7 pretty cool. I like the snap feature. So, Windows 7 was not my idea though.
It was my idea. I had to convince you to go to Windows 7.
That's true. So it looks like this is, if everything holds, it's going to be 3 sets. Schiavone won the first pretty easily. Obviously, French Open champion there. But then you got Nalbandian after that versus Florence Sarah. So if Nalbandian wins that, and then let's see if Verdasco is playing. I think Verdasco. If Nalbandian wins and Verdasco wins, then you'll have that matchup in the 3rd round. All right, so Verdasco should be on. Actually, he's on right now. Let's see where. And he's up 2 sets. He's cruising. So
that's a beatdown.
He's going to advance, you would assume. So that'd be a good 3rd round matchup. And Verdasco's tonight. He's right. Yeah, Nate. He's right now. He's playing right now.
Slide over a couple inches here.
Okay.
This way.
Oh. All right, and let's see. Let's quickly preview while we're previewing, guys. Ask us some. If you have any questions, this is the wrong screen. If you have any questions about some matches, either that have already happened or upcoming, let us know. But if you don't, we'll probably probably scoot a little bit earlier. We have a lot to get sort of done. We have a couple of videos to film actually before we head up to the U.S. Open, which is going to be an early it's going to be an early morning tomorrow.
Couple questions. Are you doing Davis Cup webcasts, and what do you think of Fed's performance yesterday?
I mean, I think Federer looks great. I think his serve stats were slightly depressed. I think he was serving in the 50s, but the wind was kind of tough on Ash, so I don't know if that played into it. But when he got his first serve in, it was good. And the guy's moving. The most important thing with Federer is, does he move? Is he moving well? Because his whole game is predicated on his movement. His ability to go on offense and hit his forehand is predicated on setting up and running around a lot of backhands. So if he's moving well, he's playing well. It's basically what you want to look for. If you want to tell Federer's playing well, don't look at the score line or the other end of the court. Only watch Federer and watch him move. And if he looks like he's moving quickly and he's on balance, then he's probably playing pretty well. Federer is my pre-tournament pick to win the French to win the U.S. Open, and I'm sticking with it. I see no reason to change that. Murray looked good today, but Murray's never done it against Fed in a major, and Rafa. These courts are playing really fast, and that's just going to be tough for him. EPAP's my Rafa to win the French. So I'm batting 2 for 3 so far this year. Actually, I'm trying to figure I didn't get anything right for the French Open. I got Australian Open completely right, which was Federer and Serena, and then I got half of Wimbledon on side. So I'm doing decently well this year.
We had a question in chat there that was that. Okay, first of all, what do you think are Djokovic's chances of going to the quarters? And then we had, let's see.
Let me pull up.
The chat is scrolling too fast for me to keep track of here.
Classic. It's classic. Is it Ustream?
I don't know.
As always.
Do you think anyone can beat Murray when Murray's playing aggressively?
Sure, Federer.
Will he make it to the finals? Well, Murray.
Murray has a very good chance. It's hard to pick who. I have to see a little bit more of Rafa Murray, not playing each other, but see how they perform over the course of the next couple matches to make a pick there. But Murray has obviously proven he can do it against Rafa in a major on a hard court. So, you might have to say slight edge right there because he's looked sharp, and today he was playing aggressively. So if he keeps that up, and he it's weird. He seems to play aggressive tennis against Rafa, but then he plays Federer, and it's kind of more slicing and dicing and not playing as aggro as you would think. So just sort of bizarre, to be honest. I mean, that's how I would phrase it.
And then the other question that Ace High England had was, can
Djokovic?
Was the commentators on TV were saying apparently that Federer was just sort of doing a practice session when he was playing his last match. He was just practicing being more aggressive. What are your thoughts on that?
I've seen him do that before, so that wouldn't surprise me.
Not only Fed does that, other players do that as well. Nadal might have done that, for instance, this year, I think at Indian Wells, or actually, no, maybe it was during the French. I think he might have been trying some new tactics. I distinctly remember at one point this year, Nadal extended a match out to practice some stuff that he could have shut down in an easy 2 or 3 sets. Do you recall what that was?
I don't. It's always, I don't know the specific thing you're referencing. I don't know if a player's ever going to extend a match. I think they might work on stuff if they feel like they've got a cushion, but I don't think they're going to purposely lose games because that's dangerous.
Sure.
So, Federer certainly will start throwing it. Actually, Murray did that. Murray got criticized for serving and volleying in February and kind of got destroyed in a match. He basically said I was working on stuff. I think it was Dubai, actually. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Apparently, according to, I can't pronounce your name, J-I-R-I.
I did J-I-R.
according to him, Murray was serving and volleying a bit today as well. So
Yeah, I mean, guys will definitely work on stuff. Federer, like when he was incorporating the drop shot on clay in particular, would practice it during, because he was clearly getting that ready for Rafa, and he'd work on other stuff like serving and volleying or fake serving and volleying for their clay court encounters because he felt like he needed more variety. And last year in the Madrid final, he was really playing a very flexible game where he'd fake serve and volley. Sometimes he would serve and volley. He had some drop shots in there. So, yeah, that's stuff he was incorporating in because Fed said, earlier in my career, I thought the drop shot was, it was kind of not a legit shot almost. You need to win it the right way, whatever that meant. So he would never use it. But now he's obviously incorporated it in. So guys will, test stuff out against a guy they feel like they can beat pretty comfortably. There was the question about Novak making quarters. I think he's got a great shot. He plays JB, James Blake, in the next round. I expect Novak to win that. Blake, unfortunately, I think is at the sort of the tail end, the decline of his career. Then after that, you have Fish Clement. I mean, that would be interesting. A Djokovic Fish match would be really cool.
Let me flip over to the computer here.
Yeah, so again, maximize your. So here's Djokovic, and there's JB. But if Djokovic wins and then Fish wins against Clement, you got to expect Fish to win this. Mm-hmm. Then you would get a Djokovic-Fish match. I bet that could be Monday night at the U.S. Open. That would be sick. I mean, that'd be a heck of a match. So that would be that would be the bump in the road there if Djokovic was going to get stopped from reaching the quarters.
Malfi Tipsarevic will be fun as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one should be tomorrow actually, and that we'll have to go watch that, Adam, because that's going to be a fun one. And then Gasquet. I mean, Djokovic has a good shot of not only reaching the quarters but reaching the semis, because outside of Fish, you would expect Djokovic just on paper to win these matches. Now, whether or not he actually does, I think it depends on whether or not they schedule his match at 3 o'clock in the afternoon versus 7 o'clock at night. Because if it was during the day and it's hot,
he might just tank.
Yeah, although with Earl, the temperature is supposed to be 75 degrees Saturday, Sunday. I don't know.
I think I might have heard Brad Gilbert say on the commentating that it's not expected to go above 80 for like quite some time.
I mean, that's huge for all players, but particularly someone like Djokovic.
Go to weather.com and pull up a 10-day forecast. Let's take a look.
What's going on?
Anyone know a zip code for Manhattan?
Just type in New York. It's the first thing that comes up.
Right. Or that.
All right, so 10-day. Max this out. So 81 on Monday, but 79, okay. 77. I guess they're raising it a little bit. But it looks it's going to be windy tomorrow, but sunny, and sunny on Sunday and Monday. It looks good the rest of the week.
Looks like a perfect weekend. Scroll all the way down there. Let's see, going into...
I mean, predictions over here.
Sure.
That's...
Obviously.
I could predict the weather at this point. The only job you get paid to be wrong.
With your degree in atmospheric science from Davidson.
Only job where you get paid to be wrong. That's the line,
I think that sounds about right.
Okay, well, any other guys? Any other cues here before it's just about 5:30? So what?
Any other questions you guys have about the draw? Any matchups you're looking forward to seeing?
Did John? I think he uses the. I mean, I know Djokovic uses the UTEC Speed Pro. I can't remember the exact string pattern. I think is it 18 by 20? I'm not sure. I reviewed it, but that was like a year ago.
That's right. Yeah,
so
I could not tell you off the top of my head.
Did I choose those players in my player set? Yazoo, see, I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. The player in my... Did you choose those players in the my player section? Yazoo, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, John, I thought it was 16 by 9 as well because I hit with that racket. Mm-hmm. And I was hitting with a lot of spin. So that was my understanding as well. That the string pattern of the Speed Pro was 16 by 9. Solid racket though. It's a good player's racket. Djokovic has a good backhand, particularly because, this is from the chat, because he can change direction on it really well. So he can get into a cross-court exchange, his opponent can't really attack it, and then he can go line when he gets an opportunity. So any pro that has a good down the line backhand and can take those outside ground strokes and go down the line effectively with them is going to be in great shape because that's a really hard shot to defend.
Has Wozniacki played too much to win?
I don't think so. They asked her if she was fit and how she felt, and she said she was fine. You know, we'll see. She hasn't exactly been tested too much in the last couple days, so
Sure.
I'm sure she's out on court, but she's getting rest. I think she'll be fine. All right. Well, with that in mind, guys, I'm just looking in the interactive draw. Yazoo, I'm not really sure what you're talking about. I have been using the U.S. Open website, but anyway. All right, guys.
Well, hopefully we see some of you up in New York if you're there for the Open, and we will be back on Monday. No, I'm sorry, not back on Monday. Back on Tuesday.
Back Monday night, but we won't be doing the webcast.
Right.
Yeah, Yazoo. Maybe I had it up. I mean, I haven't done any configuration on the U.S. Open's website. Priggy, last point. Should we practice down the line backhand off of an outside ball? Yeah, you absolutely should. I mean, it's a shot you should be able to hit. The question is, when do you hit it? I mean, you have to be able to hit down the line, but there's sort of a couple criteria you need to evaluate when you're saying to yourself, should I go cross court or should I be a little bit more aggressive and go down the line? If you sign up for that free course we talked about, there's a link above this video player. We talk about that stuff. We talk about when the pros go down the line and how you can apply some of those tactics and where, maybe it's not the best idea to copy exactly what someone, a pro just did, but how you can do something similar. Mm-hmm. So that would be my suggestion. All right, guys. Well, we are gonna sign off. Who do I think has the best chance of me? It's gonna be either Murray or Rafa, I think. So right now, might go slight edge to Murray, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rafa made it through. To be honest, I want to see Rafa Fed. Sure. That's the rivalry. So arguably the best rivalry in the history of the game. So that's what I'm pulling for. But
Fed said he was looking forward to that too.
Yeah, I mean, Federer's a student of the game, and he wants to, he loves stuff like that. So that doesn't surprise me one bit. All right, guys. Well, with that in mind, we're going to sign off. We are not here tomorrow. We are not here Sunday or Monday, but we will be back next Tuesday. So everybody have a great weekend, great Labor Day weekend. If you are at the U.S. Open, please look for us. We will be around. Send us an email, and we would love to say hello. So yeah, if you're going to the beach, enjoy that. If you're watching tennis, enjoy that. Have a great weekend, and we will see you in a couple days.
All right. See you guys.